Hey, what's going on, social media world? Aaron here, and I'm holding my phone. So my counselor suggested that I do a write-up of a time where I fought the predator of depression and won. Like, he asked me to write it down, but I'm doing a video. I wrote it. Anyway, so my barber knows about me, and he's totally not gay, but he's totally cool with, like, he's down with the gays. Yeah, not really, actually, but that's another story. But he's totally cool with it. And I went to the barber shop one day, and he had this dude in his chair whose hair he was cutting. Dude in his chair cutting his hair. And the dude was fine. I was like, ooh, all right. He was very fine. I think that's a drink. But he was very fine. Very fine grape juice, I think it is. I think so. But he was very fine. And I just saw him and I was like, oh, he cute or whatever. He fine, you know what I mean? And I was kind of like looking on the low, like how we do, high five, y'all, pal, all right. I was kind of looking on the low. And my barber, before he finished cutting the guy's hair, he was like, hey, this is Aaron, the guy I was telling you about. And you're into music, he's into music. I want you all to, why don't y'all like hook up or whatever? And in my mind, I was like, wow, because he's obviously gay. Like, those pants don't get much tighter. But I'm kidding. They could. But he was obviously gay. And interestingly enough, so it was like, okay, cool, And then my barber later on was like, so, you could tell he was gay, right? And I was like, I did. He's like, yeah, I guess I kind of hooked you up, didn't I? And I was like, ooh, ooh. Like, let me find out, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, my barber is cool peeps. Well, that's where the fun ride comes to an end. So without going into all of the backstory, we were supposed to hang out a couple of times. The first time he was like, we were supposed to hang out on Sunday after I hung out with one of my friends. I was like, okay, let's hang out this Sunday. I got my hair cut on Saturday. I was like, let's hang out this Sunday because I'm not a fan of hanging out during the week. I'm like an old man when it comes to that. I was like, let's hang out Sunday. So ultimately, he said cool. And we were all set to hang out after I hung out with my friend. And he never got back to me, which was like, what? Okay. But fortunately, I didn't really stress it. I had a really good outing with my friend. And I guess I'm in a different place mentally, perhaps. I don't know. But I was like, I'm not gonna stress it, whatever. Sure enough, he eventually does hit me back, and he's like, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I can't believe it. Let's hang out tomorrow. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, Monday is my gym day. Second of all, I mean, you cute or whatever, but I mean, I don't like hanging out during the week. But I made an exception, and I was like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. I was like, I get off at certain time, and we can go hang out. I don't get off until late, but he's like, cool, do you want to hang out at my house? And I was like, hang out at his house. That's, considering when I get off, ain't nothing open that late but fast food and legs. And I ain't that type of boy. But, okay. So I was like, I'll go there and, gosh, I don't want to say that my views on sex are adjusting, but I think my views on sex are adjusting because I kind of was like, this might end up being a hookup. But he's so dang fine, I kind of won't mind. He's so dang fine, I kind of won't mind. But we set it up for that time. I'm like, okay, Monday is my gym day. What I'll do is I'll go to the gym on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll do that because he fine. You know what I mean? And like he fine and he into music, which is like a double plus because I love music and I'm into music too. So bye y'all. So Monday comes, he gives, and this is where I guess you guys are gonna say I'm stupid. He gives me the address to his condo. But one little detail, the condo number. And in my mind, I've just been on this high recently. Like, I'm not gonna stress stuff. I'm not even gonna ask him about it. He knows he didn't give me the condo number, or if he doesn't know, I'm sure it was a mistake. I'll just get it from him when I get there or whatever, because I'm sure it's all good. You know what I mean? So I know some of you all are watching, like, boy, you kind of stupid, but So I was like, I'll get the condo number when I get there. There's no problem about that. So I get off from work and go over to his condo address, the building. I go to his building. I drive to his building, and I call on the way, and because I'm like, what time I get off? I told you I'll be heading over there when I get off from work. What's the deal? And he was just no answer. I'm like, well, that I don't have your condo number. But in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stress it. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm sure that by the time I get there, he's going to answer the phone. He's going to be waiting for me with nothing but a towel on. I'm kidding, you guys. That wasn't the purpose of the meeting. I just wouldn't have been close-minded to the possibility. But that wasn't the purpose of the meeting. So anyway, he didn't answer. So when I got to his house and he didn't answer, I sort of parked the car in the condo driveway. And while I was in the condo driveway, and this is when I did that video that I loaded on my Instagram talking about optimism, I started to feel depression coming over me. And depression is a weight. Like you feel that weight, that heaviness. And I realized that it's like, okay, this is a defining moment in my life as somebody who goes out on dates with people. Because in my mind I was like, he's just like all the rest. This is just another one of those things. I tried to keep my hopes up, tried to remain optimistic, but it just didn't work out, sadly. I was saddened. And I just sort of sat there for a little bit, and I was like, this is a defining moment in my life. This can be a really important point, because as it relates to this optimism high that I've been going on and I'm feeling so good. I knew that I would. Been taking care of myself like I should. Break it down one time. Woo! Anyway, okay. This is a point where either I allow the same old Aaron to manifest and allow this to get me down, like things like that have done in the past, or I will handle this differently and not allow it to get me down and bounce back. And for the first time, I'm 31 years old, for the first time, I genuinely bounced back from one of those negative situations with a positive mindset. And it was very freeing, but this time I was like, you know what? I'm like right up the street from Whole Foods Market. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Whole Foods, I'm gonna get me some food, do some grocery shopping, and go home. And that's exactly what I did, and I didn't even worry about it. And he texted me, of course, the next day, and he was like, man, I'm sorry, my phone ran out of battery. My phone battery died. And I'm like, my response in the text message was, oh wow, okay, don't worry about it, that's cool. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, see, the old logical me who people say overanalyzes stuff, that part of me is still available. So don't play games with me. Because I was like, well, wasn't I meeting you at your house and your phone battery ran out at your house and you had no ability to recharge it? Okay, I wanted to make sure that the word stupid is written on my face as to why you think that that's gonna fly. But he's so fine. He is so fine. Anyway, whatevs. But yeah, so I overcame. I was like, this is a defining moment in my life where I have the opportunity to come out of this with something good. Speaking of coming out of this with something good, there's a runner down there, and he all fine in chocolate or whatever. You know what I mean? Y'all can't see his face or nothing, but like, I'm just saying, like if he would have come this way and be like, would you want to do something? I'd be like, probably not. There's still, like I said, my thoughts on sexuality, or my thoughts on sex in general, are adjusting. But there's still a whole lot of crap going around out there. Even if you don't get HIV, crabs. Y'all saw my TMI video, and that is a mess. I do not want to ever deal with that again in my life, period. So I'd probably be like, hey, I don't know what I would be like, but whatever. Talk to y'all later, social media world. I overcame. Woo! We're overcomers. Peace. Be blessed.